And we jump into the first game right away. It is Fly versus 120. That is, of course, a rematch of the Gold Series back in the day, 2015, 2016. This was an epic finale back then in the third season of the Gold League. And here they meet again, 6 years later, both still part of the competitive Warcraft scene. Here they are, of course. It is the eternal legend in Fly, WCG winner, of course, against 120, a two-time Gold League champion, currently second best in the world. Happy, of course, first, 120 right behind second. That is water on the mills for all the Undead haters out there. But today we'll see what Fly is capable of doing. So let's just jump right in. Our first map is Northern Isles.
And we get a bit of a surprise here in terms of early game builds, because this is not the standard Ted Fiend build order by 120. He's playing DK Ghouls, which is something I haven't seen in quite some time. For a second, I was considering, is he maybe going to try to fast expand? On Northern Isles, not the easiest, but perhaps doable. Almost all the orcs go for a bit of creeping early game nowadays, and of course with the fast 800 build, pretty much nobody uses Peon Scout, because the lumber is rather low. So there might be an opening for this, but no, it's just creeping at the beginning. And with a couple of ghouls early, you can definitely take some rather ambitious camps.
Yeah, guys in chat, if, let me know if the audio levels are correct. Had a couple of tinkering. Lower. Yeah, I did lower it already. Should be fine now. So, as you said, this opening quite nice for creeping early on. That's the first camp that is secured. It is a Fastia by Fly, which I think is always the right tactical choice, because, you know, Fly and his Blade Master always in jeopardy. Even if he's alone in his base, Fly's Blade Master always in danger. But of course, in this meta, we see the Fastia Headhunters.
Yeah, I think especially against Happy, you may want to go Blade Master because he never plays expansion and that's all that stuff. And because his micro in general against Fastia Headhunter is just outstanding. But against 120, you never know. He might throw in a Cryptlord expansion. He might throw in, I don't know, Dreadlord or something weird. So going for the safe build, Fastia Headhunters against a tricky player like 120, probably the right call. What I like about this Ghoul DK build is you can take a big camp early on, like we saw the Tuskar, and get level 2 right away. That's one of my favorite things to obsess on at the moment, Neo. That level 2. The aura. The unholy aura. It is so important, and having it guaranteed early on is very nice indeed to have. Took a bit too much damage on the DK though, if we're being honest. Down to half HP makes it a bit hard for him now to contest, and also of course having ghouls moving out of the very early game stages can be problematic, because taking a fight with ghouls against headhunters is not really doable because the ghouls just die too easy.
True that. Fly knows where the ghouls are creeping. They're not too hurt. This ghoul tech means, of course, that the tech is fast. You get the Dark Ranger earlier. And Orcs got really good in figuring out the timing of when to go for that, and or when to dodge the Dark Ranger. Now everything's a little faster. That should get rid of some map presence of the Orc and maybe result in a lower level, but Fly with Wolves taking the mid spot prior to tier 2. That's quite good.
And they're both just creeping for now, trading levels. You mentioned the Dark Ranger. She's normally really good at focusing single targets and getting skeleton from one kill after the next. With Fiends, namely. But this is Ghouls, so I could absolutely also see a Lich second. Lich second for 120 and go heavy into Frenzy Ghouls and Destroyers, which is a very hectic and fun playstyle, which can be very volatile. We'll see what he's going to choose here now. Tier 3 started, and I think it might still be the Dark Ranger. Didn't see the Lich coming in. We see the TC second, which against Ghouls you certainly want to have.
Yeah, shop might be a little late. Ring of Regen on the DK, of course. Excellent. Fly with an interesting creep route. This is Merchant into Lab, but not on the same side. So he's taking quite some time to move across the map, but he's dodging the DK. You can see he's roaming around in the middle like, damn, Fly, where are you? I want to throw my coils like 84 did last week in Meisterschaft against, I think it was Ente. But 2 weeks ago, rather. But he can't find him. So excellent movement by Fly, and look at this timing. Just to cancel on the Slaughterhouse, attacks the Acolytes as well, while the Lich is still building.
Takes out one Headhunter. When the Nova comes into play, more Headhunters might be in trouble. Acolytes in the back, saved. Nice block there with the Ghoul. Didn't use the Nova. Missing out perhaps on a kill. Also the Acolyte still in trouble. Oh, 1-2-0 loses the Acolyte. The multitasking slipping for him, and that's early in the tech.
You seem to be like 2 or 3 seconds ahead of me, which is really weird. And I don't think we can influence that here. But yeah, that is indeed, during the tech, a game-breaking mistake. He might get a Headhunter here and there, okay. But in the grand scheme of things, this is an excellent push by Fly.
I think he got 3 Headhunters, maybe even 4, so that's relevant. And he's gonna force the TP here, possibly, with another Nova. He's got the coil ready as well, but the Farseer actually is getting away. 1-0, not managing this perfectly. He's got 4 Acolytes left, at least, so that's 80% income. But also lots of lost mining time. He's selling some items. Okay, he's recovering gold there with the selling of the items. And he didn't want to cancel the tech. He wants to have destroyers out as quickly as he can. Ghouls and destroyers. If the TC gets silenced and the ghouls make it into the back, that can be a quick slaughter. But I like the adjustment by Fly. He's going into Wyvern, which is a really good counter against it.
Third Wyvern on the way. That is, of course, very, very late status at the moment due to the lost Acolyte at mining time. This is also not a single fiend just yet. So Wyvern galore, and yeah, super fast creeping with the Wyvern damage. As long as they're on the field, everything's good. Experience, not perfectly balanced, I'd say. Level 4 Farseer, level 1 TC. Fly is not in fighting shape yet. We get the Dark Ranger, of course, now for the Silence rather than the Black Arrow early on. And a Mana Stone for the Undead, always nice to have. Ring for the TC, we pointed out over and over again how important that is against the Orb of Corruption. But yeah, still, a couple of minutes into this game, nobody really wants to fight.
1-0 though, picking up the Orb now. Frenzy Ghoul upgrade and Destroyer should be finishing any second. However, statue count low. As you mentioned, that Slaughterhouse cancel is a big deal. An attack into the main base with Headhunters like this is definitely questionable. He lost some Headhunters, the TC wasn't creeping, he was on a weird spot on the map, but he got the Slaughterhouse cancel, which I would say is even more important than getting the Acolyte kill. Yeah. And again, that kill could have been prevented, which would have saved a lot of resources for 1-2-0. I would say both in a decent position, but nobody very satisfied with the position in the game, I would.
True that. In the first fight, it's very, very important to use the ghouls properly to do some damage with the ghouls, but on what? Basically just Headhunters. We got Stomp ready, we got Chain Lightning level 2. These ghouls are not gonna have an easy time, but oh, same goes for the Headhunters, not upgraded yet. There's Gargoyles coming.
Oh, baby. Okay, Gargs. If they come in as a surprise and there's no bats, they can deal with the Wyvern, maybe. Nova plus Gargs can be a lot of damage, but you need at least 2 Gargs. Maybe 3 Gargs.
Like, there should be a speed scroll. Just get out, build 2 bats. There's still no fiend on the ground. This looks like it's easily counterable by Fly, especially since he has double bestiary.
It's got double bestiary, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Mass Wyvern, of course, great for lots of damage quickly. They also have Envenom Spears here. Taking out that Magnet very fast indeed.
Ah, Bloodlusted Wyvern. Envenom Spears Wyvern. Love it. Fly is making the first adjustments here. Love that he goes for the defense upgrades. Always cool to have, especially against Orb of Corruption. And he's switching to Raiders.
Super interesting choice. Look at that. Fly pulling back the TC, getting solo experience with the Shadow. Rating the heal wave over the Stomp, and if this should turn into air battles, I guess that makes sense. Ideally, he would love to get 4-3-3 before the first big fight. As 1-0 is going to claim now the next red camp, but the hero levels on the Undead side rather low.
There was the first third of the Bloodlust impression we all were waiting for. Rah! But yeah, both share the red spots. Talisman nice for the TC. Especially big mana potion and level 3. Sells a couple of items as well. He's rather rich. Has even gold for tiny if he wants to. And chop control by Fly as well. Invo potion, ring of protection, dodge chance, and level 2 heal wave. That TC is protected.
Yeah, he's got super strong items, but he doesn't have the strong spells yet. Only level 1 stomp at the moment. That might change.
I'd argue that aura might be even more important.
Aura's also very good. I'll give you that. But the stomp is like, it goes from a bad spell on level 1 to a good spell, even against heroes, I'd say.
Yeah, that's true.
I would prefer the stomp still. But is 1-0 just going air here, I wonder? It reminds me of like old GCS days, when against level 5 TC would always switch to mass destroyers in air because he just didn't want to get stomped on the ground anymore.
Bad riders are coming as well. And the cement upgrade, as people are call it nowadays.
Did Slash come up with that? I heard that from you the other day for the first time. That's pretty funny.
There was a guy in chat, so shout out to chat. Let's go, everybody. Coil Nova on the radar, but the Bad Riders are doing exactly what they're meant to do. They justify the means, and that is all. The Gargoyle's gone. Wyvern also pretty low in numbers now. The Destroyers are actually the air units that survive. Next Bad Rider detonated, and now they're all gone as well. We're basically back to a ground battle, but 2 more Wyvern are coming in too. Kodo getting snacked. Explosive fight on both fights. How long can 1-0 do this with basically only heroes? Has a little bit of anti-air. Fly. TC is silenced once again. No one to the Headhunters. They will be gone in a second too. Both players around 30 supply now. Mass murder here on both sides.
We could see how crucial and genius. Oh, Coil needed to save the Dark Ranger.
There's still a storm. Can't go through with this. Next Hex. He's lining up the next storm, but the Coil is there. Just a split second too late by Fly. And all that mana wasted on the Dark Ranger now. Oh, wasted on the DK maybe? Another Dispel, and the Hex wears off. Whew, tricky situation. So many tools for orcs nowadays to kill undead heroes. Usually it's always the other way around, but 1-0 reacting perfect.
Yeah, so many hexes and heal waves. The Shadowhunter burning through that mana potion, but now it's gone. And the Shadow now low mana, the DK still full mana. Wanted to point out also the creep adjustment. Leveling the Shadowhunter to 3 was so brilliant. That was able to keep the Wyvern alive and the Raiders and everything much better. That was so smart by Fly. Most people would just be leveling the TC to 3 and then trying to get the Shadowhunter to 2 after. But no, getting to the Shadowhunter to 3 right there was absolutely massive. And that holds Fly in the game after what was a pretty even exchange, I believe.
I think so too. Fly back at 50. Of course, always the advantage now. If the Bad Riders kill something, it does give experience to your heroes. But the detonating Bad Riders don't give experience to undead heroes. And this is a very hero-focus heavy matchup. Oh, nice snipes thus far, but can't prevent that detonate. 1 Garg still remaining. And the Wyvern are in trouble. Have to get out of the fight for now. Great kiting by Fly with them, though. And now it's Destroyers versus Wyvern, but reinforcements are coming. 1-0 once again on the retreat. And long distance mining by Fly.
Thinking about Wyvern, of course, is also they die easy, give lots of experience, and they're expensive. So you don't want to feed them too much if you can prevent it. 1-0 sticking around, waiting for the next stat to come in. It arrives. And German Undead style morphs it right away into a Destroyer. This really is the air battle here on game 1.
It is. Next end snare. The Wyvern are all gone now, so it's 2 Destroyers without much mana. Raider switch by Fly again. Another tool for the hero focus. Mana is looking okay for the Orc, but same goes for 1-0. Trying with right clicks and Bad Riders against this air battle, but the Coil was not there yet. The end snare. There's 5 supply gone, and a double level up. 5 and 4 for Fly now. Wolves trying to get some more damage in. Kodo falls level 4 for the Lich. We all love that. But it's basically only heroes remaining, Remo.
Oh, they're just getting focused. Silence before the stomp. Oh man, that was a split second. 1-0 again, waiting for the statue to come in. Fly, if he can intercept it, that would be huge. Statue forced into a Destroyer. No more region on the ground, but more dispel against these level 3 wolves.
Feels like Fly can't really deal with the Destroyers. Yeah. And then they get fed by wolves, of course.
having answers against destroyers is normally great to pick them off, but you also need piercing damage follow-up. And the headhunters just die too fast. The wyvern also dies sort of fast, and again, they're expensive. This is a very bloody game over here, and a treat for our first map of the day.
I love it. That's why we got up early here. Both don't really like that, like to sleep in. But if there's Fly vs 120 somewhere happening in the world, we'll be there. Doesn't matter at what time of the day. So who's recovering better from this? And I think slowly but steady, we have to think about gold mines.
Yeah, we have arrived in the very late game stage. This is normally where Undead will start to bring it back again if we're in a normal game. That being Fiends versus Headhunters. But this is not normal. This is a bit weird. This is Destroyers and Gargs and Ghouls against Wyvern. So we're in a different kind of state. Normally the Farseer falls off because he doesn't quite keep up with the other heroes. But here, perhaps a different story. It will come down to hero levels, items, mana, and also how many Destroyers there are. Right now we have 2 Destroyers, so those wolves can be getting dispelled pretty well. Would love to see a Shade, by the way. Late game Shade for detection. It's not even that expensive.
At least not in gold, but resources are very balanced. Yeah, true. Also against a possible Invis TC, against the wolves for general movement. I mean, he will probably scout the main army just by Kodo Devours, but yeah, I would like that too. Feels like also, Shade is an underused tool for the undeads. Feels like I'm good at scouting anyway. I don't need that.
Yeah, especially against level 5 Farseer. I think you should always do it if you have the lumber for it. Also 120, he's got 49 supply at the moment. I mean, it's just perfect. It's just like one more little supply point could perfectly fit in. But no, he wanted to go into upkeep instead. More Destroyers and more Gargoyles, I guess.
And more Bad Riders. That next fight is gonna be explosive.
He didn't use Stone Form yet, did he? He could try to dodge some of the damage with that. That does work with the bonus armor.
Okay, then let's go. Ghouls are in the fight as well. The air army Fly, are you forgetting about them? Here's the second control group. Now it justifies the means again, but it didn't really kill too much, I think. Fly has to retreat with the speed scroll out. TC in the middle of everything. Next connection with the bat. Gets rid of the Destroyer, but there's still 2 up. 3 Wyvern. Kodo, super important to boost the damage of these Wyvern, but it doesn't anymore. The next Gargoyles are coming in. Another Wyvern down. Chain Lightning, he has to nuke that pesky gargoyle now, and he does, but that gives a lot of freedom to everything else. 2 Destroyers, 3 heroes, all looking very healthy. 120, 43 supply. Wolves coming in again, instantly dispelled and focused. And this, I guess, was a one fight for the Undead.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive 120, how well it's working out for him. The switch into Wyvern for Fly, it seemed like the right choice against Destroyers, against Ghouls, but they seem to die a little bit too easy. Now in the late game against the Undead Nuke, they're having trouble. And now also the Dark Ritual on the Skelly is super helpful. Dark Ranger in trouble again. Stomp, but no follow-up in the DK. So much healing now to use with these coils.
The coils are always on point. Love the DK control by 120 this game. He never misses the beat in these. Always dodges the storms as well. Good positioning, good timings. And the next Nova, man. 120 on the prowl. Feels like Fly is on very, very limited time here on this map.
Yeah, these Novas against the Wyvern working out wonderfully. Slowing them down, taking away their mobility aspect, at least part of it, which is one of their biggest strengths. Fly has been microing these Wyvern damn well, has been kiting with them and saving them as well as he can. But the Nova landing, the coil follow-up, even the splash damage from the Destroyer is pretty good if they do have mana. Which from the Wolves every now and then they will, or if they're soaking up more from other statues. And now Fly seems to be against the ropes and possibly out of the first game.
Yeah, trying to force a base race or something. Spending some time on the Gargoyle as well. Do we have Raiders left? Not really, right? So, yeah, this is rough. Cement upgrade by now done. And he's forcing a town portal. Must be a speed score. Oh, counter TP. Fly, is he banking? Oh, another Y1 down. Is he banking for Tiny and wants to decide the game with that? Like additional income?
Oh, when he's stuck, has to break up the cement to get out of the base. Well, good thing is he's far from supply blocked. Also, he's got super low lumber. He used the peons for something earlier. I don't know what, but they all
He used them
died
for
somehow.
long distance mining, and then he ran into the arms of 120, who said, "Thank you for the experience and the corpses, my friend."
Yeah, so you can't even afford a Tiny. Tiny's 120 lumber. He's miles away from that. He's got like 1 or 2 peons on lumber right now. Also, Wyvern. How much lumber are they again, chat? Like 50 or something. That's also a
Wow,
decent amount.
that you don't even think of the possibility that I know that value. Asking chat immediately when you have me by
basically
your
nobody
side.
does. All right, what did he guess?
No,
How much lumber is a Wyvern?
no, I'm not answering. I know it, of course, but now I'm not answering this anymore.
All right, fair enough. I just looked it up. It's 40, by the way, so it's like a fiend. But yeah, if you have 0 lumber, it doesn't matter if it's 40, 50, or 200. True. Shadowhunter could be getting targeted as well. The Undead hero is just so strong now.
Yeah, I think this is not as close as the previous fights. This is just 120 domination. The wolves, man, with all these destroyers in the air, there's no value. But also, chain lightning, what do you do? It just tickles the heroes. You can try and nuke a guard, but that's about it. Statue's not affected by that, of course. So, yeah, Fascia, as so often, falls off heavily. And everything that Fly is building currently gets nuked.
This TC got some wonderful items, but they weren't quite good enough. 5 destroyers in the air. I feel like I'm watching eer0 over here. But that was yesterday. Great play by 120, once again with his own strategy. Not following the standard meta, going for a ghoul build and destroyers then later in the late game. And Fly, I thought the Wyvern were a nice touch. They're hard to deal with this comp, but 120 did it well. And I think perhaps he should have just stayed on Headhunters. I think that would have been better. That would have certainly been more cost efficient.
Yeah, I don't think his plan was to go into the ultra late game. He wanted to triple 120 so much that, I don't know. We will never see the late game, but that didn't work due to excellent control and good decision making by 120. And that's how a late game can look like then. I would love to see the upgrades on the destroyers. How many armor upgrades went into this build? I don't think we ever saw it. Oh, heavy nuke! A little bit of a potion there, but he's on very, very limited time. One Hail Mary with Stormbolt, Hex, not even a Chain Lightning because there is no mana. Yeah, this is desperation.
Hoping for a mistake from 120, but he's not gonna show one here. TC goes down, and this is GG. 1-0 for the Undead.
Cool opening game. If that's a tastemaker for what we have for the rest of the day, I love it.
Yeah, very interesting, unusual style here that 120 shows up with the ghouls first. Honestly, Fly played that pretty well. He saw the ghouls, he knew the DK was going to get level 3 fast, but you can't fight with the ghouls against the headhunters in the early game, mid game, not before you have Frenzy really. So he took a lot of big camps away. He got the middle merchant, he took away the enemy lab. He didn't get the marketplace, right? 120 got the marketplace.
Yes, he got the mana
stone. I think. Yeah, that was also huge in the first big fight. But I still got some decent creeping in. The TC, though, was an issue. TC didn't get to level 3 quickly. The Shadowhunter was the first to do so. That perhaps the big mistake, not having that level 2 stomp against the ghouls. I would have also liked to see him go more of a mix. Some Wyvern, some Headhunters, that they don't all get super annihilated one of two ways, either with Gargs or with ghouls, you know? And if you have a Headhunter backline, try to keep the TC back, because the ghouls will be trying to run into the Headhunters and then use the Invo Potion, break through the silence, stomp the ghouls. There's, of course, a lot of things to demand, especially in a fight like this, when the other flies in, runs in with Frenzy Ghouls and Gargs. Everything happens so quickly, you really gotta be fast.
Maybe just to wake up, we hopefully got 5 more maps in this series. Of course, as always, it is first to 4. And, of course, a draw is possible in this best of 6 series. Got a couple of supporters, didn't even mention them yet. Thank you, Burrow Rush, for the 100 bits. Good evening! Nice new caster picks, but it was the only way I could remember Neo's hair. There's probably some old pictures on Facebook, Imgur, wherever. there is still pictures with me with hair. Just download them and build a shrine or something. Armin, thank you for the 10-month resub. Happy birthday and let's go. Gotta wait a little bit for that, buddy. DLD Wire, 200 bits. My favorite. I think that goes straight to me. Much love, Mr. or Mrs. Wire. Pewee for the 15-month B2W Undead. Very nice.
Thank you guys very much. The Undead starting off with a 1-0 today. Speaking of when you shaved your head, when was that, by the way? Do you remember when exactly?
April 1st, 2021.
Well, that does make sense. We're closing in on a year.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do something cool again for April 1st? How about this time you follow up with a toupee?
I thought about a tattoo.
What are those big toupees, like reminding us of modern talking, 80s toupee?
Very good. You're my heart, you're my soul.
Dude.
Na, 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 na. No, I thought about a tattoo on my entire head.
Like, just where your hair would grow, or also the face and everything?
Face not yet, but I would think about it. I just don't know what yet. Maybe some sort of helmet-esque design, so people think, better not hit this guy. He's protected.
Mm-hmm.
That could work.
It's not a bad idea. Or you could, if you're trying to be looking intimidating, you could get like those tattoos that Darth Maul had, in the Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
Glue yourself some horns onto it as well.
Nah, implants. I'm not doing anything half-assed. If I get horns, I'm not gluing. I'm implementing them. But then I would look like a devil a little bit, and I'm such a gentle soul. That's not fitting.
Doesn't that fit well with like the emo core screamy music, all that stuff?
Not really, no. But I could tattoo emo hair across my face. I shouldn't go for a mustache then, though. That could be easy to be mistaken with another culture that we don't celebrate too much.
With one of those like purple strands in the hair.
Dude,
like
don't give me ideas.
Days.
Oh, I would love that. 33 years old. Purple hair. That would be glorious.
All right, boys, we're ready for map 2.
Oh,
Shall we go?
Are. Okay, Mr. Booyah! There we go. It is autumn leaves. Thank you, Team Hotstone, 17 months. Keep up the good work. We will. So, CORSAIR again by Fly, hoping a little bit for at least one Blade Master game this series, just, for diversity. Got the ring for the TC later already. Similar creep routes, so standard stuff thus far with a ghoul. Was that a second ghoul? No. Okay, my eyes. My old eyes, Remo. They betrayed me a bit. One hair, one grunt, and 2 headhunters.
Yeah, it's a cool build again, so 1-0 sticking with this style. I wonder if this is just the build that he prefers nowadays. Maybe feels like he's gonna leave the kiting micro too happy and he's gonna have his own style. This is oftentimes where he would excel. And starting off with 2 big creep camps. That's also the really cool thing about this map. If you have a ghoul build like this, where you can go heavier on the creeping, you get level 3 so fast. Green into shop into natural. And he's even doing that faster than the CORSAIR. Double rings for him, not very good, but again for the TC will be wonderful. And this is working out wonderfully. And I'm starting to ask myself if perhaps Fly has to scout more for this ghoul build and has to apply more pressure. Because again, ghoul's great for creeping, not so great for fighting, really.
Yeah, you got the wolves that can A, scout, and B, fight quite well. Of course, if you have a grunt, that build is designed to creep yourself. Maybe he can tank those so the CORSAIR can roam. There is definitely a possibility for more damage. But speaking of damage, here's the coil, and there's more. If not for excellent movement and a great block by Fly, that's a dangerous situation for the CORSAIR, who has to go back now. And of course, if you go headhunters, you don't have a shop. So good luck getting into the mid game.
Yeah, this is the perfect early game for 1-0. He can even stick around. And the DK can apply so much pressure now. On map 1, the Farseer also got level 3 fast. This time, not the case. Although he can get it, should be able to get it pretty easy at the green next to his main. And I would actually love to see, again, Lich second, tech fast for 1-0, and buy a mana potion. And just keep running around, hunt for kills, just like that. These items are also incredible, by the way.
Oh yes, lots of damage. With every single item, he gets a bit of deeps. And more HP as well. And a little bit of armor. Oh man, Fly. This is looking gruesome for you. Need a...
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This almost looks like GG already. Like, what's he supposed to do here?
Fight! We don't give up games too early. There's always an option with tier 3. Orc and hero focus. But yeah, 1-0 knows exactly in what position he is and just asserts dominance. Just now.
Yeah, it should be level 3 here at least in a moment. Fly matches pretty well, honestly. He only lost one headhunter. I got a bit over dramatic saying it's looking over already, but it's definitely not looking good. Normally with this build, you want to be applying pressure. You want to be the dominator of the early game. Farseer gets level 3 and then harasses, buys space for the TC to easily creep up. You don't want to be under the thumb like this. And this is what 1-0's build change allows. It's the fast, or the ghoul build rather, into the tech. And where it has issues fighting in the mid game, it's really good at creeping early. And it's pretty dangerous on tier 3 with Frenzy. And Fly perhaps hasn't made the right adjustments yet with scouting and pressuring early on.
He got level 3 for the Farseer nonetheless, so let's see what he does with it if there's another dive into the Undead base possible. Oh, gotta control the DK. You're kind of getting surrounded by wolves and creeps, but sends them back. No worries here. And yeah, that is Lich coming. Coil Nova is ready to steal some creeps.
Oh, he didn't quite get the vision. Trees, I think, were in the way. That's the big item going to the Auric Healthstone. Great for him. Might need it right away. Uh-oh. Farseer taking a lot of damage, but again, the TC there, ready to cover the retreat.
For once, the Orc went for Stomp first, not Aura. That's quite new.
And I would say, in this situation, also exactly the right call. Knows that 1-0 will be sticking around, trying to look for Coil Nova kills. Wonder if 1-0 brought in a potion here. Doesn't seem like he did. Finds the headhunters. That's one kill. Nova follow-up. Could easily be another one.
Yeah, there is mana to use, so very defensive play necessary by Fly. 1-0 is not giving him one chance to go into the Undead base. Here's the Stomp now, dodges it again with the DK. As I said at the end of Northern Isles, DK control, wonderful by 1-0. Positioning and coil timings are pretty much perfect. Could be tickled by a chain lightning, but not really. And he is buying more and more time for tier 3.
Yeah, this is looking super reminiscent of how we see Undeads play against Night Elf nowadays, right? You try to level up to 3 as quickly as you can, minimize losing units against the Keeper, and then be aggressive, try to put pressure on the opponent with just 2 heroes, maybe a statue, and wait for tier 3 to finish. This is almost exactly the same playstyle as against Night Elf, and it's working out pretty well so far. And, like I said a little bit earlier, I think Fly is playing too passive against it. On map 3, I think he'll have to scout more and try to punish this group creeping a bit more, if there we should see the same build again.
I don't want the meta to change into ghouls and have to start learning to play them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun playstyle, but if you ever get caught off guard, like Stomp, Chain Lightning, all the ghouls dead.
It's not fun.
10 times.
Not fun. Grunt down on the left-hand side. 1-0 gets the middle again. Well, one part of the middle, and that is the Devotion Aura, which is quite nice. So Fly, how do you get out there? TC level 3 is a necessity. He's very tanky, that's good. But once again, fast level 4 Farseer. As much as I love Chain Lightning, but maybe creep solo here?
I'd say against the ghouls, against the first wave, it really makes sense. Ghouls run in, Stomp, Chain Lightning, try to take him out fast. But yeah, level 3 TC, of course, also very needed. It's like Fly needs so many things and he only can choose from a few to get. Also, the Shadowhunter, he needs levels as well. You need that heal wave. Whereas I would say 1-0 is a lot less item level reliant. especially on the Dark Ranger. She's fine on level 1 with silence. And he dodges the end snare. Wow! With the statue, Destroyer up in the air.
Yeah, 1-0, oftentimes between heaven and hell. Oh, and another steal. Beautifully done. Today is definitely heaven. At least we got the Headhunter upgrade this time for Fly, so it's not that easy to nuke all of them, as they got a few more HP here. But yeah, Fly is still not ready. Needs some out-of-the-box play or magnificent fight, and maybe has to hope for a mistake by 1-0, because the Undead is the one in charge.
A player's forces are under attack.
I don't believe that's a heal scroll, though. Not having a heal scroll for the ghouls could be problematic against these AoE abilities. 1-0 attempting the red camp, trying to bait Fly to run into a bad position. Oh, that would have been TC3 if he had gotten it. Oh, man. Almost got the last hit there. He's so close. The TC again with marvelous items.
Very, very tanky. Would love to have another aura here. Where's the storm? There it is. Hits all the ghouls. Where's the chain lightning follow-up? Comes in now. And that is finally level 3. Lots of dispels, of course, against the wolves as well. Heal wave level 1 doesn't do much, but the necessary healing was there. This end snare will not be dodged. And Fly is having a good fight for now. Question is for how long. Once again, can't go for hero focus as he has to get rid of those ghouls. Otherwise, the Headhunters are just getting eaten alive. And it looks like this is happening. Coil on the Fiend again. The fact that there's still so many ghouls here, despite all the spells that Fly is throwing at them, it's just crazy.
Yeah, both players microing pretty well, having different groups, pulling back different units. The TC at the beginning kind of that fight was running into a corner and was sort of misclicked. That definitely hurt him. He used all the stomps now. Ghouls are still left. The statue is healing, of course, like a champ. And 1-0 takes this fight handsomely. No more mana on this Torn Chieftain means that Fly can't take an engagement in.
Not at all. And it's still more than 50 supply for 1-0. Incredible. How is this ghoul gang still part of the battle? Statue, of course, an option, but also good control. Fly is trying again to stay in this game and to turn it around somehow. But I don't see the miraculous plays. I don't see the successful hero focus that we've seen so many times by orcs. Whether it be so in against Happy in Warcraft Champions finals, or even yesterday, by Francis versus X-Lord. Just not happening.
Yeah, it's a very different kind of micro setup. Oh, Catcast Pipe, by the way, and level 3 ledge. Huge upgrades here for 1-2-0. Like, normally you always want to attack what's in front by the opponent, so you have good damage uptime, and you can kite properly into the back. In this case, not really the heroes, it's rather the ghouls. And I think Fly isn't reacting properly with the TC. The TC runs too far into the back, trying to get the fiends and statues, but it's the ghouls he has to deal with first. Stomp the ghouls, chain lightning, take them out one by one. They do die fast. Of course, 1-2-0 is not making it too easy. He's pulling them back quickly, and now attacking the main. We don't have the cement upgrade yet, but we do have a TP into the middle of everything. There's a silence hitting every single orc hero.
Ouch.
And that is again a slaughter.
Yep, Fly is getting some kills, but now it's a level 3 Dark Ranger. More units are falling. There was a little bit of healing. Stomp is pretty sweet, but again, there's 3 destroyers in the air, and he can't deal with them. Still 4 ghouls, Remo. It's, it's a disaster. 1-0 shows why he's number 2 in the world at the moment. Very, very good performance on both maps. 4-3.
Flies again trying to go into Wyvern, but Wyvern are some of the worst units to play when you're behind.
Yep.
When you're ahead, really good, and you can try to overpower, but when you're behind, they don't do so well. They're not super cost efficient. Not at all. This TC was looking strong, but he never got the big connections. Partly because the movement on the TC wasn't perfect, but also partly because the ghouls were handled very, very well by 1-2-0. Something that he and Happy realized over the last year or so, that you want to have the ghouls in the group with everything, but you want to run in with them first, bait something, and run out with them again. Don't overexpose them. Make use of their mobility, pull them back, and bring them forward over and over, and try to dodge those AoE abilities if you can. Silence again, those also have been landing wonderfully. And Fly will be dropping map number 2 as well.
Very, very good situation for 1-0. Basically only the heroes remaining for Fly. He's not known for giving up too early, of course. So he's trying with his spells. TC still has lots of mana. But same goes for the Undead heroes. Uh-oh! Potion consumed last second with the DK. He just wants to throw the Death Coil. Ah! Frostmourne Hungers, and that's level 5. And without the healer, it's just not possible to win this.
Yeah, Fly once again fighting until the bitter end. Trying to find some kind of way to still do this, but it's impossible. GG. And 1-0 with a 2-0. Second time, this strategy works even better for him this time because the DK got level 3 so fast. The creep route there, perfect to get that level 3 on the DK. The Farseer actually slower, got bullied, got slowed down, was not good at all. And Fly needs to adjust. This ghoul build is not allowed to have such a free early game.
Let's see if he can draw conclusions now. Maybe get some help by Infi and TH, who are probably streaming this as well. Good buddies with Fly, of course. Give him a little bit of a piece of advice. Or do you really want to message Fly now? Could tilt him, but Fly usually not the one to be tilted.
It depends on, you know, how chill players are. I can give you an example. If, for example, I saw, let's say, a player having formation toggle on accident, if it was Starbuck, I would immediately tell him and be like, you know what, bro? How about that? And Starbuck would be like, oh my god, lol, my mistake, gonna fix it right away. If this happened to Todd while he was losing a game, hands off. You don't want to message him. You don't want to tell him he's gonna be mad at you for 2 years.
Yeah, I would follow your approach, I guess. But okay, time for Fly to recover. Wonder what's left in the pool. We saw... Was it the first map? Northern Isles and Autumn Leaves. Concealed would be a good orc map, of course. Tide Hunters might be possible.
I feel like Tide Hunters is really good for orc actually nowadays. The Farseer can apply pressure on the DK very well. It's really good for late game creeping the Shadow Hunter. But that's again thinking of the standard meta of Ted Fiends versus Farseer Hunters. With this ghoul build, everything kind of changes. Because depending on the map, the DK can get to level 3 faster than the Farseer, which is completely different from the other build.
Not easy at all. We're gonna have Rejuvenation Cup throughout the entire rest of the week. Tomorrow, like every day, it starts at 11 AM Central European time. Later tonight, we have Happy versus Soen, of course. Tomorrow is Fly versus Soen, Foggy versus Colorful, 2 mirror matches. And then Friday, Focus versus Lawlight, the never-ending battle, and Chemico versus Lin. Getting a little wet already thinking about it. And then Saturday, Happy versus Lin and Foggy versus Chemico. The day for all the Warcraft fans around the world, except Remo, who's gonna miss this day.
Sedge.
But I will be casting with Juan. And on Sunday, 3 games to conclude the league. 1-0 versus Soen, Focus versus Fly, and Lawlight versus Colorful. So just set your alarm to like 10 AM. Tune in at 11 AM after having a great breakfast and 1 or 2 coffees. And you're covered.
Absolutely right. As ready for map number 3, it is gonna be Tide Hunters, and I wonder what adjustment we're gonna find now. I think Fly must realize by this point that he has to play a bit differently. I mentioned the early game aggression. I think that's something that would do wonders for him. But looking at his base, he's trying something else. He won't be able to be too aggressive early because he's going for a super fast tech. Possibly for Mass Wyvern.
Ooh.
Early in the game.
Could try to play Mass Raider base lane as well. But yeah, thus far, no barracks, no shop, no anything. That's the fastest tech in the game.
And 1-0 this time with a Scout Acolyte, by the way. He didn't do this on the 2 previous maps. This is going to slow down one of his ghouls just slightly, but of course gives you good intel. And it's kind of smart as well. He knows Fly will have to make some adjustments because he lost the first 2 maps. And the Acolyte now is going to find out what that's going to be. And seeing this super fast tech, he could just go into a Fiend switch with Web if he's expecting those Wyvern, which seem likely to me, but we'll see.
Well, 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 of course creeping will be excellent with ghouls, and Fly instant harass, not taking a pit stop at the turtles. By the way, what's all the talk about me being a grumpy turtle? Was there something in the cast last week? I hear this more and more, and I think it's your fault.
Because of the Tidehunter's turtle?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Everybody is talking about me being a turtle. I don't know what this is all about, but okay. Last hit.
She's giving us the lull. I don't know what that is about, honestly. Is that a new meme? Neo the turtle?
It was your cast last week. It was during Rejuvenation Cup.
Boys, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Forces are under
I don't know either.
Anyways, not too much happening. Just harass. Keeps DK away from 2, which is important, but can't really do too much, I guess. Oh, Fly needs incredible last hits against the coil.
But is not allowing it at the moment. And I appreciate Fly trying to go for early aggression, but I think this is again not the right approach. I think creeping 1 or 2 camps, get level 2 faster, and then be aggressive with headhunters. In low numbers, headhunters can do very well. Is he gonna get surrounded here? Oh, close, but gets away. And the DK now level 2, and he can keep doing this, honestly. On Tidal especially, there's a lot of small camps that you can easily attempt without much risk, even if the opponent is there, if it's only a Farseer. Oh, but he didn't get the last hit there. Oh, that was so close. Almost got the experience.
Grunts now coming in. No headhunters with this build. DK is getting blocked a bit, sacrificing a few HP for this. But yeah, the grunts are not that fast. Gotta be careful of not being surrounded. We see the double beastery again.
Alright. Wyvern or Raiders? What's it gonna be? Could also be a mix of both. And at least Fly was successful in preventing level 3 for the DK, but he also sacrificed a lot of experience for that himself.
Yeah, what to do now? Trying to steal this and it works. Of course, lots of normal damage with grunts and wolves as well. But excellent scouting by 120 once again. Okay, if you're on the north, let me take the big south.
And again, with ghouls, you can creep really quickly on smallish camps early into the game. And this should be level 3 here for the Death Knight. Delayed, yes, but still acquired fairly early on. However, mana fell rather low, HP rather low, so the DK can't go on a crazy hunting trip like he's done before. And, importantly, there's no headhunters to easily snipe with Coil Nova now in this mid-game stage.
And it's Raiders, Remo. Is he so desperate that he thinks that dodging fights and laming, quote-unquote, is the right choice?
If he does, it's gonna be tough, because if 120 gets tier 3 and Frenzy ghouls are really good against Raiders. But maybe it's just 1 or 2 Raiders for Ensnare, Control, and then Wyvern follow-up to find targets. But my biggest concern is this main building, because this is a stronghold. This is no fortress, and that means time is running out. ORC tier 2 only has a limited potential for being successful. The longer this goes, the more clearly 120 will be able to win the series.
And you were right with the Raider opening into Wyvern. That takes some time. Of course, you need a Raider plus Ensnare. It's all not too easy to accomplish. Next last hit. Next delay on Fly's heroes. But there's already the counter. There's already Gargs. So I think this is smart because it could be a Zeppelin drop with Raiders. It could also be Wyvern play, so he's safe.
Didn't see the second hero yet, 4-0. Did he delay the Lich, or is it out already? I'm not quite sure. TC is gonna get level 2 here, but again, level 3 missing, and we're gonna have no healing of any sort from Heal Wave this game. Which makes taking these late game fights very, very hard. Would love to see 1-0 actually steal the heal scroll away, because Fly will want that very badly.
Got a lightning shield on the TC, could be good. More and more creeping that still doesn't want to fight prior to level 3. Tier 3 is done, oh boy. Is this more than one Garg? Yes! Damn. Second time in a best of 6 series that we see Gargoyles versus Orc.
It's the third time, isn't it? All 3 maps.
Did you play a Garg in the last game? No.
Didn't he?
I guess so.
Okay, he's trying with the expansion. Alright, this is the only option that Fly has here. If you don't have tier 3, at least you need an Expo. But 1-0 likely will be scouting for this. Dark Ranger should be joining in soon. DK and Lich looking pretty good already. If they get 4 and 3, just dealing with the Undead Heroes is going to be tough.
Devotion Aura doesn't make things easier necessarily. Tier 2 expansion at 50 supply. If 1-0 scouting is good, you can definitely cancel this. He's at the tavern for the Dark Ranger, helping out. Destroyer upgrade there, more Gargs.
A player's forces are under attack.
Fly is having a rough time.
Trying to take the next camp, but 1-0 is here. Destroyer is getting morphed. Catches the statue. That one would be big. Speed scroll dispelled. TC is silenced, and again the Gargs find their way to the Wyvern, and they just die so quickly. It's
true. Also the ghouls untouched. They ravage the ground. Lightning shield against them now. That's pretty epic. Level 3 on the Lich. How fast was that? Is there a coil ready? Otherwise a Gargoyle or Destroyer could fall. Finally some spells, and it does. But trades it for a Raider. That's great. Another Grunt is down and will fall as well. Feels like 1-0 has no trouble at all dealing with this Fly today.
And the TC got in one wonderful stomp. There was only one that he got out.
Yes.
That big mana potion completely useless. By the time the first stomp was there, 3 Wyvern were already dead. These fights are happening too fast for Fly. And him not having Invul to break out of silence is an unforgivable mistake.
And that Expo is down now. There's nothing left except the heroes apparently. Well, nothing that can fight anymore. Everything bruised in 1-0. I thought this game, this series would be a lot closer, but Fly, same as Soen, not really his tournament.
Yeah, I think Fly is feeling way too stubborn on these Wyvern. I think Headhunters with more cautious TC play would have been way better. But he tried his own thing. Hasn't worked here so far. 1-0 now with an enormous lead. He's got better heroes, better tech, arguably better units. You can even expand now if he wants.
He has lots of gold, man. Around 700. And if you steal your opponent's lap away at that stage of the game, and thus and you're not getting punished, you know that you're in a commanding position.
Yeah, 4-3, 2 heroes now for 1-0, right? Throw in 2 statues, and the heroes could almost do it alone. Having destroyers on top against the wolves.
A player's forces are under
this is
attack.
just simply a mid-game strategy. Not having triple hero, not having healing. Won't cut it in the late game. I appreciate Fly trying to make adjustments against this new 1-0 style, which even against Lin, which was just 2 or 3 weeks ago, he wasn't playing. This is something new. by 120. But these adjustments don't seem to be exactly the right ones. Good creep check here now, though. The bats are ready to fly in. But the Wyvern again taking so much damage against this level 2 Nova. The coils are there as well. The DK got the orb to put in more damage. Wyvern too frail to stick around.
Yeah, and the destroyers are, after every single fight, the destroyers are left in the air. I still don't know what the armor upgrades are, but they just remain alive, and then Fly can't fight. There's no follow-up, really. After the bats are gone, he's always losing 1 or 2 Wyvern, which he absolutely needs to stay in the fight. Oh no, and snare. And that's an easy gift for 120 when it rains and pours.
And he commits 2 bats on the destroyer, but the coil finds him between those, doesn't even get the kill.
Oh my.
Yikes.
Remo, he has 2 armor upgrades, GG. And the devotion aura. There was so much armor bats. No chance against this.
I think the armor upgrades make so much sense as well. Yes. Not just because of bad rider damage, obviously, that as well, but if you just survive for long enough, if you drain all the mana out of the orc, if you just stick around in the fight, your heroes are stronger. Your statues will sustain you. The longer it goes, the better it is for you. Something I felt for a long time. I feel like armor upgrades have been undervalued by undeads, but here we see it to great effect, and 120 in great shape as well. 3-0 lead, and Fly not getting a foot on the ground so far.
No, not at all. The first map was clearly the best, and since then it's just everything downhill. I would love, the max Fly can get is like 1 point, so why not give us the Blade Master? Just for the fans.
Yeah. He would be going up against a ghoul build, which can be iffy at times. I wonder how much he's practiced with the Blade Master, though, recently. Blade Master, I think, much like the Warden, you need to, if you want to play him well, that is, you need to have a really good feeling of when to be aggressive, how to manage your time, and how to be efficient on the map. With the Farseer, it's a lot easier. You also don't have to worry about heal cells, about inventory management. So, depending on how his Blade Master, how much he's been practicing it against Undead, it could be a way to approach this. But then again, against ghouls, you're also not going to have a high-level TC for a long time. It seems like Fly has a very tough challenge here ahead of him, with 120 looking like this.
Fly has been playing Blade Master for 17 years straight. I think a year of Farseer Headhunters won't do too much.
I disagree with that completely. I think you need to really stay sharp. You really need to stay in shape and need to have your timings worked out and need to be practiced. We've seen that, I think, especially by orcs against Happy. Some have tried to play Blade Master. It never works. It used to work in the past, but I think they just don't have enough practice with the blade at the moment.
If you need a sharp gameplay, what's better than the Blade Master?
Well,
yeah,
Headhunter Spears are also sharp, Neo. They're sharp and pointy.
I think they're rather pointy.
They're also sharp, though, at the edges. A little bit of serration there. But yeah, the Blade Master's sword can indeed be very sharp and deadly in the late game. And that's the issue that orcs are facing nowadays in this matchup. If it goes super late, the Farseer will fall off, get weak, and you will fall behind in the very late game stages. Very much opposite to what it used to be with the blade.
Let's go then. Map 3 is Echo Isles, and I still don't understand the map pick and ban in Rejuvenation Cup after 18 playdays. How is there a 4th map now?
I think the way it works is you have 2 separate sets of vetoes. So for the first BO3 in quotes, you do vetoes, and then you do another set of vetoes for the second BO3. So it can be different maps there. But when the vetoes are done, all maps are put into the same pool. So if you play Echo Isles on the first map and you lose, you can have loser's choice to play Echo Isles again for the second map. It doesn't happen that often, but sometimes it does.
This is so frustrating. This is not frustrating, it's so complicated, Remo. I can't follow. But, alright. Tet Fiend build order this time.
Oh, okay. 1-0 going back to the standard. We're not playing his ghoul build here every game. And I think that makes sense as well. On this map, a lot of camps are very good to creep with fiends if you pull out the camps. And also, there's a lot of end snares on this map. And if ghouls get ensnared and the Farseer shows up with headhunters, they die super easy. So that does indeed seem to make sense, whereas it's Fly playing the one grunt into headhunters, also a build we see quite a lot of, to help with creeping a bit early.
Yeah, with that, Fly is playing blind at the moment. He doesn't know that 1-0 switched it up. Does he know this by the fact there's a Scout Acolyte?
Not necessarily. With the Ghoul build, you can skip the Acolyte, but you can also play it. Like last map, we saw the Acolyte first, scouting, but still it being Ghouls in the end. So Fly still doesn't quite know. And we have a lot more rings, lots of rings today.
We do appreciate the rings, especially in the late game, especially in this matchup. Acolyte is gathering so much information. Fly is not attacking yet? Second burrow?
Are under attack.
Is he trying to play a fast expo?
Wow. Remo, you smell that? That reeks of desperation.
Yeah, I agree. Echo Isles is a good map for it. You can expand early, can't get harassed too easy. Faster gets level 3 quick, and you can try to dominate towards the mid game.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, I like that Fly is trying something different. Something very much outside the box.
Oh, here's the expo. Wait, was that before the tech, or did he start the tech?
I think...
Didn't start the tech yet! Oh my god, that's gonna be such a late TC. If this expo gets cancelled, it's gonna be a rough time.
Yes, hey, but what if it doesn't? I mean, Orcs have tried a tier 2 expansion for a long time, and it didn't really work. So, let's try a tier 1 expansion then.
Yeah, I think it's gonna finish as well. I think 1-0 kind of missed one Skelly Scout. He sent one over, but first of all, that was a bit too late, I would say. And secondly, it got intercepted.
Any steals possible? Not against the coil, no. So this is not level 3 for 1-0, which is quite good. No damage items, also quite good. Oh, pump fake.
Oh, he gets the steal there as well. Oh, I'm probably after you.
Spoilers!
Spoilers!
Okay, here comes the scout. Oh, is it already Dark Ranger time?
It should be this time, I think.
Yeah. I mean, is the time because they are at the tavern. But Fly knew this. Oh, and that is a little bit of a delay. Ah, just the decay out of goes to the tavern here, and the expo is at 2/3, 3/4.
Yeah, 1-0 could actually still cancel it, but if he starts the Murloc camp here, he definitely doesn't expect the expo. And he will start it. I'm kind of... Now he sees it. Acolyte is there, sees the expansion.
Players' forces are under attack.
Kind of surprised that 1-0 didn't consider this earlier. And now it might be too late for a cancel.
We'll see. There's a couple of fiends, of course. But not too many. A corpse is there for skeletons. Oh, it's the brute force. Oh, no hex, no stomp, of course. It's only wolves. Oh, Remo. Oh, this is not good. Chain lightning against the skellies. Another skelly down. Level 3 might help. But this... No way. No way!
Ouch.
Oh.
It seemed like the scout may have been too late. It seemed like 1-0 perhaps figured it out too late. But no, he gets the cancel in the end. But now everything is heard. Fly can set up the expansion again. This time, it should certainly finish. But that was, of course, a big delay. Whilst 1-0 is already on the way to tier 3.
Yeah, Fly more like cry today. Oh man, that was so close. What an interesting idea. But 1-0 scouting has been very, very good throughout the entire series, and no difference here. Finds the right timing, commits pretty much perfectly.
Oh, and a supply block! The TC is delayed even more because the burrow was late. Or maybe because he was certainly expecting the expansion to be finishing. But alas, it was cancelled. Rough day for Fly, man. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not gonna bring a lot of motivation back. Whew, I guess Soen and Fly keep on battling, quote-unquote, for the last spot. Big point for Soen then, if he can take a point off of Happy, maybe, later today. And 1-0 should have pretty decent map scores if there's a tie in this ranking later. But we're going to take a look at the table after the game. DK doesn't get the last hit. DK got it. That's level 3 unlocked, man. Everything that can, that is 50-50 goes to 1-0, it feels.
He's also got 3 rings, giving us a little bit of a WC homage.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh boy.
Dude, this lich is almost as fast as the TC. Big yikes.
Is that not good?
That is not good, senor.
No. The third hero same time as the second hero? Not good? No?
No bueno.
Ah, okay.
Throw the beast. Also, meh. There's gonna be destroyers. Here comes the TC, finally.
A player's forces are under attack.
DK can just
Okay.
DK could just coil one more unit, but respects the Headhunter's army.
Oh, he's going tier 3. Really? Oh, that's really
Export.
dangerous by Fly. There could be a push coming in any second.
Why is it 41? Love to see a counter expansion just for entertainment purposes of this map.
I think that's probably the thought process for Fly. He's banking on the fact that 1-0 is going to counter expand, hoping that he's going to have enough time to level the TC to get level 3, tier 3 I mean, and all that.
We have a roaming DK once more.
Oh, with Invis.
Sweet.
Might be able to
please.
steal the item here.
Could get a grunt and a last hit if he wants to. No. Ah, steals the item.
Didn't use the coil, surprisingly.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to at least coil the the grunt.
Oh, the peons around!
Spoilers, Remo. Damn it. He's trying to get out. Oh, peon a little too late. That was sweet. Trying it again. There is Stomp now.
A player's forces
Well, at
are
least
under
Fly
attack.
got one in for the highlight reels.
I also forgot about the heal cells, by the way. This really doesn't seem to be his day.
Well. No counter expansion here. Grunt denied. But the Lich is gonna have a great old time. Same for the Dark Ranger. A lot of Headhunters will be turned into skeletons. But now with the level 3 TC in this choke, not that easy to engage.
Yeah, and this fast tech, or, well, it wasn't really a fast tech, but the tier 3 follow-up for Fly. Actually really handy right now to have these Berserkers. We'd love to see a shop at the Expo as well. 1-0, picking up some items. DK ultra tanky. He's got a heal scroll as well. But this is the best position for Fly so far this series. If he holds here, this could be his game.
Oh yes, it's not gonna be easy as 1-0's micro is also almost perfect today. And here comes the Destroyer push. Reinforcements in as well. Mana potion, heal potion, all that good stuff. Up to Fly now. Supply relatively even. Full mana undead army. Coil Nova galore, of course, as so often. The TC connection. How good's it gonna be? Hoppala! No silence. That was a good one to start things off. Nova in the back. Destroyer focus fire. First one down. There is a backup. Once that one's gone, then of course the wolves can raid, and it does fall. Despite the DK, maybe the coil was on cooldown, but I'm not sure. Heal scroll already saves that Headhunter in the back. And Fly looks like he's taking this fight. Finally, statue down, and snare still flying, and then there's focus fire. There's more mana. Is it finally time for a hero focus? Oh, 1-0, anticipating that already. The coil was there, but now the units have to suffer. He's trying with the hero focus, but that Farseer is well aware of the possibility.
Fly taking a decent fight here. Burrow coming in. He's got the dust though. Can take out the Dark Ranger next. Maybe 1-0 taking a beating. This fight has to TP out here in a moment. Can he get away without losing too much? Makes it home, but Fly hold at the expansion.
Yes, supply lead still with York, 1,000 gold bank. And at this point, you can't really counter expand anymore. Well done by Fly. That fight was his. Old man still got it.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, one big mistake there by 1-0 as you mentioned at the beginning of the fight. That silence missing is such a big mistake. Especially if the TC doesn't have invuln, which he doesn't. There's no way to get through that silence, to break through it. He gets into the back, stomps all the fiends and the backline heroes. And that is not something that's supposed to happen. 1-0 could have managed that fight better, and he has to pay for it. Fly looking very, very strong now indeed. CORSAIR got to the shop, got some items. Does he get out?
Yeah.
Does.
Yeah. Not in range of Nova. There's still potions, all good. TC is closing in on 5.
Yeah, and so is the CORSAIR. And now we also have the Shadow Hunter. Everything looking really good now for Fly. He tried a lot of different things. The expansion finally seemed to be the right approach. The push also by 1-0 took a long time, right? This could have been a lot earlier. I think creeping the turtle camp was a pretty big mistake. He could have attacked before TC3. He could have attacked before Berserkers. Then everything would have looked way different. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yoink on the destroyer. Goodbye.
Yo, the focus fire is so sick. That gets the raider in return. Shadowhunter is in, as you said. So let's go again. This time the silence works, but he breaks through, as you pointed out. And that is a magnificent start once again with the Fiend kill with good damage on the DK, who was way too close to the Orc. Hits the entire army, no TP. Trying to desperately counter nuke, but the axe decapitates the DK and flies back in the series.
GG called. Well done by Fly. His reaching into the bag of tricks has worked out. The fast expansion, it almost looked like it was punished heavily with that late cancel, but he set it up again. That time the expansion finished. Nothing 1-0 could do about that. And the standard build, in quotes, the Tedfiend build, doesn't work out. And I wonder, wouldn't the Ghoul build also have been better against this? With a couple of Ghouls in the early game, with a level 2 DK, which also you'll be creeping faster with Ghouls, you can be much more active and try to cancel such an expansion much more easily. Maybe it's gonna encourage 1-0 again to go back to the Ghoul build because it hasn't shown many weaknesses yet.
Depends on the map, probably. Maybe 1-0 expected a different kind of strategy switch that then didn't happen, and he was fooled by this tier 1 expansion. So very, very nice comeback, I think, by Fly. Even after losing the expansion, not giving up. The game looked horrendous for him at times, but one fight can change it all. Toxie is pointing out that there was a severe lack of Wyvern, but hey, he managed to still take it, Toxie, despite that.
He was being sarcastic, right? Yeah, I think he was. I'm not sure if you're trying to be serious or as well.
No,
I think
I'm
both,
not serious.
They're both kidding. Yeah, just a straight up good old orc game. This is something in a different variation we saw for quite a bit in the past. CORSAIR TC Expo, just with a few tweaks here and there. A fast expansion before the tech. The TC being so late, man, that hurt so tremendously. And definitely feels like 1-0 didn't punish that enough. He saw how late the TC was, but still gave him time to get to level 3. Again, creeping the corner Gargantuan camp. I think that was a big mistake. Maybe he got level 3 Dark Ranger from this. Maybe he wasn't there before. That's, of course, a big level up. But it may have been better to attack even before that, relying on the fight then to give him level 3. But good news for us anyways. Means that we're going to get more games. We're going to get a 5th map at least.
And we got a new sub. Afrikadelle, thank you for the 8-month resub. How did the other games go? Pretty one-sided, Tiesjok. pretty one-sided. But yeah, hopefully he's catching up now and got some momentum from this Echo Isle game. Maps, we of course don't know what's coming next. 1-0 with the win here with 2 points would get ahead of Chemico, who has a pretty rough end of the Rejuvenation Cup with Lin and Foggy. So definitely a chance for the 1-2-0s, the Law Alliance, to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. Lawlight has also been impressing me quite a bit. I wonder if he's going to be able to work some more magic with the Warden. Is it tomorrow or no, the day after tomorrow? He's going to play against Focus. Warden against Orc, of course, not so easy to do. But if someone can do it, it is Lawlight. I watched the replay, by the way, or the VOD rather, of Lin versus Colorful. Dude, how amazing was Lin playing? That game on Last Refuge, of course, Colorful made mistakes, but the fact that Lin could bring that back, unbelievable.
Yeah, we got exclamation mark Colorful since that day. Colorful is a fantastic player. He just needs to work on macro build orders, map awareness, ability management, item management, creep routes, strategic decisions, and winning maps. Dude, I got so furious at Colorful when he was banking 1800 gold. I had to stand up and yell at my window to get the frustration out.
Sometimes, you know, you gotta know when to spend and you gotta know when to save, Neo. It's called financials. Okay?
Yeah, so, okay, Colorful has to work on his macro build orders, map awareness, ability management, item management, creep routes, strategic decisions, winning maps, and financial decisions.
You're being mean and you're being envious. I agree, that wasn't a very good series by Colorful, but in general, he's a great player. But what was more amazing that series was how Lin was playing. That was truly something wonderful. But anyway,
Colorful is on PCG level right now. We got a ghoul build again.
You're such a hater. Terrible, Neo. Terrible. Think of the children. Yeah, we got a ghoul build once again. 1-0 going back to his ghoul style. Is it double ring again? No way. Ring and gloves. Mediocre items. And on this map also, by the way, with ghouls you can creep very fast to level 3. Would love for Fly to try to scout what's happening and prevent that if he can. But again, he's going pretty passive. He hasn't scouted anything so far. And he's just creeping.
And of
and
course,
look at that. 1-0 is creeping the lab. This should never be allowed.
True. On this map, you can also creep with gargoyles real good if there's a possibility for Wyvern once again, especially on Concealed. We love to see that token Wyvern from Fly every once in a while in different matchups. But yeah, prioritizing level 2 over the harass here is at least questionable.
Took some damage here, did 1-0, but there's also fountains on this map to make use of, plus of course the Blight. You can always heal up the ghouls easily. The level 3 creep route here perhaps not that clear though. As the ghouls are being pulled back, the DK is moving south. Oh, towards the green camp. Oh, is that level 3? That's, of course, a pretty sick creep route.
Yeah, both leave each other alone. Summons take the damage.
Oh, wow, that is level 3.
Oh, DK is coming in. If he steals that troll, that would be massive, but I don't think he gets the chance. Lots of damage on him, spears flying. He has level 3 now, which makes it easier to steal the troll and prevent level 3, and that is exactly what's happening.
Yeah, he got it as well. At least the headhunters for now are alive, and the Farseer should be able to get that level up at the green or at the shop. DK took some damage, but he already bought a telestaff. That's so sick. Anticipating he's going to be healing, and they can staff onto the skellies to keep up harass. Wow. 1-0. This ghoul build seems so well developed by him, as if he's been playing it for years, but this is something new.
Not staffing at the moment, as the skeleton is also taken out, so no chance of staffing anymore. Tech's progressing. Even a narrow tower in the base against this Farseer base dive that we've seen once in this series, the very first map.
And it's Fly's trying to dodge 1-2-0. He knows about the danger of coil, and especially once Nova comes into play. But good scouting, as always, by 1-2-0. Knows where to check with his skellies, figures out what's going on.
A player's forces are under
And
attack.
now we'll try to prevent Fly from taking the next camp. And when the Lich comes in, those headhunters will be in trouble.
And the Lich is coming in, as well as the TC and an instant tier 3 tech. Not sure if we will see a Wyvern again. So far, 0% win rate for them. Little better for the headhunters. I think I've never seen both labs taking out so quickly in a match on Concealed.
And those consumables, of course, make a big difference. Which one did Fly get? One of Mana Steel?
Yeah.
And he used one charge already, so this TC isn't going to have that big item that he wants.
Oh, steal again. Oh man, oh man. Yeah. No, it was just 30 experience. Fly got it.
Yeah. Not sure if the coil was mistimed or if Fly just managed it perfectly with the kill threshold, but Fly gets it in the end. Decent experience on the CORSAIR, but again, no experience for the TC.
Yes.
He's still completely naked with XP.
But
Fly.
he got a Cloak of Flames, which is amazing for a TC.
Yeah. And he managed to slip through the lines. He's run north to the sneaky camp at the red. 1-0 this time. Didn't figure it out right away. He's gonna get one headhunter, but Fly will gladly trade that for the big camp.
Oh yeah, pretty cheap these headhunters, I heard. And the Lich is not leveling either, just feeding off of these headhunters.
A player's forces
If
are under
only
attack.
you could retreat into the burrows, huh?
And then double damage from the headhunters. Yeah, that
Yes.
sounds good.
Oh, another steal! Here we go, experience goes to 1-0 this time. But the item is the Devotion Aura again. And that goes to Fly, and becomes more and more apparent that Devotion Aura is increasing your win rate.
Yeah, always a great item. Absolutely. I think he just got that ogre with the right click, which was kind of swag. The TC got a big camp, but he's still not even level 2, because he had to share with the Farseer. You know, normally we say sharing is caring, but I think the TC sometimes needs to be selfish little boy.
Yeah, egoistic cow. The rest of the middle camp will give him level 2. Not the greatest experience, but you know, what else to take really? He has to get an Invo potion sometime soon. Rules are moving out, more creeping on 1-0 side as well. Not even close to 50. But of course the Dark Ranger will be added. And the Destroyer, that's 7 supply, and then he got it. Lich also, not close to 3.
Sick creeping by Fly though, from one red camp to the next. Now he's over at the fountain. This could be a painful creep, Jack, but if he creeps it fast, he should be able to get quite something from this. The Berserker upgrade, not finished yet, but should be done any moment. Oh, Kadika gets the last hit, probably.
Oh, probably, eh? Okay.
Who knows?
Item again to Fly, but yeah, experience worth a ton more. I wonder how much can these ghouls do against the Cloak of Flamed TC? Shouldn't be possible, but there's another Nova, there's another Steel. It's only a level 1 Stomp, almost level 4 DK. More movement. The Shadowhunter parked there, gets a little break from battle, only joins later, comes from the bench. There's a nice little move, waking up the creeps, forcing some ensnares. And that's the real fight now. Is that enough? 1-0 retreats. And yeah, ghouls against this TC is, if not botched in the fight, shouldn't really do too much. Here's level 4. Nice little entry kill. Kills. You see, once again, not focusing the ghouls.
This time he didn't get off the stomp, and the ghouls running past the TC towards the backline exactly the way it's supposed to be happening. And again, Fly didn't have the Invo Potion to break through the silence. He keeps making this mistake. It's not allowed to happen.
Where can he reach for the storms now? Somehow Chain Lightning is helping a little, but the positioning by 1-0 is off the charts. Social distancing from the TC. Understandable. He's burning everything around him. Oh man, and once again, 2 destroyers there. Still a fiend left, a statue in the back. And it feels like 120 is getting 1 kill after the next.
Mana is kind of running low. Fly could perhaps think about a hero kill attempt next. He's got another stomp and a hex, but only level 1 stomp still. This TC so underleveled.
Yeah.
Once more, we've been seeing it this whole series.
Silence again at the almost perfect moment, but it's not that easy for 120 to retreat here. Last coil shouldn't go to the fountain. That's orc territory, but with the improved movement speed of DK Aura level 2, gets away with ease. And yeah, I'm very surprised we don't see more hero focus.
I think with ghouls, it makes sense. You want to take them out quickly. Here's the stomp finally landing and finding the kills on the ghouls, also with the ensnare.
Hey.
Traded for a raider.
Now we're talking. But it might just be too late, even though it's even supply. The TC's still not level 3 after all this time. Baiting a bit with the DK, I feel, to enable more damage with a secure backline. But yeah, no coil, no Nova. Only mana on the Dark Ranger. Is there no... Okay, now there's Black Arrow.
Free healing at the fountain for either player if they can manage to push the opponent back. Right now, Fly is healing over there, but he's also losing some more units. Still around 50 supply, however. And the statues. The statues, again, Neo, in these extended engagements, so strong. And oftentimes the key to victory for the Undead.
Oh, Fly now pausing. Something off, maybe. Yeah. I mean, a fountain is half a statue, right? As we got a little break here.
Oh. But we're back already.
Okie doke. Can someone donate some XP to this TC, please, to get him out of his misery?
He might be allowed now to finally get that level 3 at the natural, whilst 120 is taking out the opponent's shop and is getting the Invo Potion. The ever so important Invo Potion, which Fly has been way under prioritizing this whole series, in my estimation.
Yep. I definitely agree. Got it now, though. Did the Kodos eat? I'm not too sure. Level 4.5 on the Farseer, but again, against all these destroyers, it should be Chain Lightning. Shadowhunter, not level 3. Coil Nova to enter the fight. The heal wave a tad too late. Now he gets rid of the ground, or at least the skeletons and the ghouls. Focuses on the destroyer. Hard to kill, of course, and in the back line, there's just Coil Nova galore, taking care of every single headhunter in quick succession. Switching to reinforcements if it's a raider. But yeah, once again, very limited potential for hero focus with a decimated headhunter number. 120 is just killing whatever he wants in this fight, it feels.
One more stomp is there. We also have a Hex. Fly has to try for the hero kill. Nothing else, I believe, here will save him. DK in trouble. There it is. Dispel comes in time. He dodges.
Okay, Dispel comes in time. He dodges the Chain Lightning. Gets the Kodo, maybe? Yes. Wow, what a nice exit kill, man. Fly's in a little bit of trouble.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah. More than just a little, one could even dare to say. Farseer close to 5 once again. But with this playstyle, and I don't think this is incorrect by Fly, not focusing destroyers, you have to take out the ghouls first. It's what you gotta do. So the destroyers naturally survive for longer. I think the issue lies twofold. First, too passive in the early game. I think you should be way more dominant with the headhunters early on, when both heroes are level 2. And secondly, those Invo Potions being missing. He's been allowing these ghouls to run into the back way too easily. Again, not sure if he has an Invo Potion this time, but yeah, that was not a good fight for him. But the army size for Fly is actually still good. Still at 50.
The army is, but the heroes aren't really. Not for this stage of the game. Needs more. Still not even having the second movement speed aura makes things a lot easier for 1-0, of course, who's always faster, also more mobile by having destroyers, but the destroyers could be a little bit of a handicap in the air. They don't do too much damage as long as they don't have mana, and 3 of them don't.
Watch Zero with superior vision. He's got the sentry and will go in.
Let's go then. Is that the final fight of the series? 1-0 with a victory here. Claimed 2 important points for the top 3 of Rejuvenation Cup. The spell's looking fine. Ghouls mostly taken out. Dark Ranger might be a little far forward, but man, is everything low here for Fly. It's a triple kill in quick succession. Yeah, a little bit of focus fire on the destroyer. Might take out 1. Finally gets the Shadow Hunter. He was waiting for that, but the level 2 heal wave was missing for such a long time. And then at some point you can't heal against Coil Nova focus fire. It's just way too strong. Hero focus attempt again, but that was too easy to detect for 1-0. Who's down at 38? Okay, but there's also more mana. This time no TP though. Uh-oh! DK in trouble. There wasn't enough. The Chain Lightning maybe a little late, but 2 Raiders still chasing. Backline finishes this. Where's the coil? Invo Potion. Ooh, close. And Fly is still alive. That fiend devoured. All of a sudden, not looking too bad.
Yeah, coming back strong here. Once the Shadow Hunter gets level 3, that heal wave can change a ton. The TC now gonna get level 4 in a moment. And suddenly we're an even game again.
One fight to change it all. How long do we have until the gold mines run out? What an obsession with the chicken this guy has.
Yeah, a couple more minutes, I think, are still going to be available. Fly has the option to go for a tiny, but as always, of course, it's a bit greedy. Dude, this Lionhorn has helped out so much, by the way. How many Headhunters and Raiders and Kodos got away with just a little bit of health?
Long distance mining. Let's see if they all turn into skeletons again. Big XP lead. Or not lead, but catching up in XP quite a bit was Fly.
A player's forces are under attack.
And looks like he feels strong enough to go for that tiny. There it is. Sells the Cloak of Flames to be able to go into upkeep more quickly once he's got that tiny.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Against ghouls, it was really, really good. Against fiends, it's just good, I guess. And having income is the most important thing. So, time to decide for 1-0. What do? Counter expand or go for a big push?
I feel like he has to go for that push indeed. Counter expansion would take a long time, way too long. Plus he would have to make acolytes as well. That's of course the benefit of having peons or wisps we oftentimes see. You go for the late game expansion, you just push over the lumber workers and boom, you have full mining right away. But 1-0 has a big army. Lots of ghouls, lots of destroyers. Will need a heal scroll though, I would imagine.
Does he make a pit stop at the shop? Looks like it. Fly sees him coming with the wolves. The best value they got at the moment.
Players' forces are under attack.
Do we have all the acolytes in as well? Or does he save them? Ah, they're still mining. But that should be the push now. Fly holds. Just like on Echo Isles, it's probably his game. And off we go. Silence on the TC worked well. Level 4 unlocked. Finally, ghouls are breaking through to the back line, but taking care of all that heal scroll. Much value on that. Kodo sniped as well. 4 destroyers turned into 3 destroyers soon. Oh man, fight is all over the place. That's a lot of losses for Fly here, but he's returning this with the ghouls being stomped and chain litten. Scrappy fight. At the end, he has to take care of the statues, and he does. First one down. How does an undead look if he doesn't have the statue in the fight? There was a backup statue, so that's all fine. Ground has been cleared from all the undead units, only heroes remaining. But it looks kind of similar. Surround on the TC, kind of. And big focus on the statue. Well, not there anymore. Lots and lots of summons. Not much left. Hero focus. Fly out of this fight. Supply should be somewhat even. Yes. Almost to the dot. But there are skeletons. There's still ghouls. There's pressure on Fly. He has to go back and hold.
Yeah, 1-0 this time. He gets a way better start into the fight, and the big difference maker was the stomp. The stomp doesn't land big. He gets the silence, runs past the TC and the ghouls into the back, and as you mentioned, that heal scroll was so massive. And those headhunters going down quickly. Again, the destroyers are left, and with that, once more, these wolves don't do much.
Nothing. Expo gone. 4 headhunters queued. And I don't think they will see the light of day. These skeletons, man. Dark Ranger and the Lich synergy in the late game, as so often. Beautiful if you're an Undead fan or anti-orc for some reason. Kodo sniped again. That Stomp a little late. Mana getting rare, but Dark Ritual should kick in soon. And we're getting closer to the 5-5-5 Undead heroes.
Fly's hero lineup also pretty strong, 5-4-3, but as we keep on saying, this Farseer doesn't bring as much as the rest of the cast on both sides. Free healing now at the fountain. And at this point, we must be really close to a mined out main base.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, Fly at 50. Has no gold for another for another Great Hall. And also,
And
almost
1-0
no
can probably afford it. If he unsummons some buildings, he gets money from the Haunted already. Or is he just gonna go balls to the wall aggressive? 800 gold for the Undead. He's got lots of options.
Okay. Wolf scouts this. So far, no tell. Goes to the left-hand side immediately. Fly has some time to decide what to do.
24 minutes into the game, 1-0 makes more ghouls. Not something we see every day, but they've worked out pretty well. If he gets the right engagement, silence on the TC,
forces are under attack.
and then going in. I guess the TC control in this kind of a game, with this kind of army, also a lot harder, right? When you're playing against a Fiend army, it's really easy. The Fiends are all nicely stacked up in the back, they're shooting at you, you run to the back, you hit the stomp button, pretty easy to land. But against these Frenzy Ghouls, you don't know exactly where they're running in, they can quickly reposition. And if the silence hits you and you don't react right away and the Ghouls get past you towards the Headhunters, it can be a quick slaughter like we've seen.
And I think 1-0 decides to push or be aggressive. As he's moving across the big push to decide the game.
Yeah, this is really scary for Fly.
Forces are under attack.
5-4-4 Undead heroes with statues, with ghouls and acolytes even in there, with full mana, and 4 destroyers.
It's not looking that good for a possible game 5. This is game 5, game 6. Fly needs to have a brilliant fight, then there might be something possible. There's almost no way to kite. Ghouls are storming in. Lots of healing, of course, but just look how he deletes these Raiders and Headhunters very, very quickly. Call Nova and Focus Fire is such a big weapon. You can't heal against it. It's just too fast. Destroyer Micro to the side as well. Ghouls are all gone, though. Fly at 44. Heal Scroll had good value. Oh, there's still one left. Okay. But level 5 Lich now. I think this is the answer who wins this.
Yeah, looking for the big Nova. Any moment it's gonna come in. So strong now, level 5 Lich. With the Skellies as well to sustain him.
Ha! So much on the ground. DK surround. Okay, can he get the kill? No. Hex! Focus! Fly! Gets the big kill. Now there's no healing anymore. Can he somewhat clean this up? 6 and 5. Massive, massive stomps. And of course, how do you keep the hero safe now? There's a Hex. Can he reach the Farseers like you guys? You're not getting out of here. Double kill. Shadowhunter saved. Now he has to run away from the army of the dead, but it's only the Lich remaining.
Oh my god, 1-0 possibly giving the game away, not paying attention to the DK. The Dark Ranger you can afford to lose, but not the DK.
Ha! Okay, let's see if the Destros and the Lich are superior. Need mana. Stomp here to stop that Lich from reaching. The skeletons will expire in a bit. Lich can, of course, consume them. This should be the end of the Shadowhunter if he does. Can't reach. Oh, no. Statue down as well. TC threatened by a surround. But as I said, skeleton will not last forever. And there's no altar anymore. He has to get them back from the tavern, but he has no gold for them, does he? TC! We do get game 6.
Oh, wow. 1-0 had that game so totally won, but not paying attention to the DK. And he finds the opening.
Yes.
Fly finds the one way to possibly get the kill there. The Death Knight too overexposed, and I think he was getting blocked by his own acolytes or something. Didn't control them properly. And just like that, the game turns around. Wow. That was 100% 1-0's game. But with the hero kill, everything can change.
Oh, Fly seeing that one moment, that one opportunity, everything he ever wanted. And that turns the entire game around. Can't play without a DK. Oh boy. Yeah. Dude, this could be a sick comeback. And the Chemicals, the Law Lions, the Colorfuls, the Focus, they are cheering heavily for Fly now to take a map, another map off of 1-0. 1-0 has 1 point secure in the series. But if he loses here against the second last player in the rankings, wouldn't bode too well.
Yeah, Fly seems to be adjusting better. Honestly, this was just a standard game. Still worked decently against this DK Ghoul build. I still think he should be way more aggressive early on. I think he could punish this still way better. But especially, the TC needs to have the Invo Potions in the fights earlier. The Invo Potions really making all the difference. Speaking of Invo Potion, also, why didn't the DK have the Invo Potion there? Without Death Pact, you need that Invo Potion. He had on the Lich to protect him, but the Lich had the Periapt. With a Periapt, you don't need the Invo Potion so badly, perhaps. But I guess it's a hard call to make.
Wondering what the next map is. We've seen 5 different maps so far, which is really rare for this tournament. But yeah, 1 map remaining.
I think Autumn Leaves would be the best map for 1-0. This creep route is just so sick on Autumn Leaves, but we're gonna go to the wintry lands, Neo, of Northern Isles.
Okay. Question in chat here. Maybe you can answer this, Remo. Can someone explain 1-0's obsession with 4 Destroyer versus Headhunters when you need at max 3? 2 for Wolves, 1 for Hex.
The idea is you don't have to worry about the Headhunters too much because the Headhunters just get nuked and killed right away. And once they're gone, Destroyers are really good because, of course, they get rid of the Wolves, minimizing the effect of the Farseer and against Hex, of course, and they're just super hard to kill. If there's no Headhunters, and especially if there's no Headhunters and no Ensnare, the Destroyers are almost impossible to kill. So as long as you take out the Berserkers, which is the whole point of the strategy, then the Destroyers are actually pretty good.
Okay, baby, let's roll again. Fly in the bottom left-hand side, winning 2 maps in a row. Has the chance for not really a reverse sweep, but at least getting from a 0-3 to a 3-3. Nobody thought that would be possible, but Fly making better decisions. And in the last fight of the last map, having better execution by making few mistakes. So where do we go now? Bottom left, of course, Fly. Upper right, 1-0. If 1-0 wins this, he gets 2 points. If Fly wins this, both get 1 point.
After the third map, Neo, I gotta say, I was kind of sad that the series was gonna be over any moment, with Fly getting dumpstered the way he was. But he's really bringing it back nicely, man.
He's a
That was
fighter.
a great comeback by him. Fly known for his crazy comebacks oftentimes. And now has the chance at that 1 point at least. 1-0. Wants to catch up to the big guys at the top of the standing. So he is going to try to make damn sure he doesn't make those mistakes anymore here now.
Yeah, there's a lot of money on the line for every rank that you finish better. Especially at the top. Big discrepancy. So every point matters at this. The rankings are really, really close. Everything is possible. First blood goes to Fly after killing that Scout Acolyte. He knows what's up. What's the build by 120? I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, it's a ghoul build once again, but different creep route this time. I think he realized going for the Tuskar camp first put too much damage on him. So he's gonna try to go for a green into natural, pick up 2 items and try to stay high HP. And then get level 3 beyond that from the green camps, I would think.
A player's forces are under attack.
So far, so good. Fly, yeah, trying to harass him, trying to find him. 120 going for very, very quick natural expansion. Claws +9. Or is it claws +6 or is it claws +9? I'm not sure. They need indicators for rings and claws, so I'm not getting confused anymore.
Yeah, I think it's the big ring and the small claws. Which
Or
is
the small ring
not
and the
bad.
big claws.
Even the big ring. Imagine if the DK had had a big ring on the last map. Would have won him the game, probably.
A player's forces
Tools
are
are
under
coming in.
attack.
There is Chain Lightning. Replenishment on the CORSAIR is an absolute dream as we skip the shop early. Lots of skeletons, of course. Oh, Chain Lightning! Wait. Who got it?
CORSAIR.
Oh, wow.
And this is what I think Fly100 should have been doing this whole time. Level 2 CORSAIR and then be aggressive. Don't just let him creep for free. These ghouls can be pressured very well with the headhunters once you have a couple of them. 3, 4 headhunters, maybe 5, then you can really start to throw your weight around. And look at that. Completely different game. No level 3 DK rush this time.
Yeah. Instead, a well-leveled CORSAIR doesn't really need more. Would love to have level 3, of course, but he's also not that far away. Graveyard looks a bit out of position. Did he block himself with the... Yes, he does. With the Zig.
And the base build isn't the greatest, but doesn't have to be too
A player's
relevant.
forces are under attack.
You're the architect, Remo. You have to be gruesome to him and yell at him.
no,
How is this possible? Didn't you plan this in advance?
Not everything has to be 100% perfect all the time.
What?
you know?
Since when? Is that your
It's
New Year's
fine.
resolution? To be a little, you know,
Forgiving.
forgiving is a good word. Thank you.
Yeah, you know. If later on he loses the graveyard and loses the game for it, I'm gonna double down. Don't you worry. But for now, it's not that important.
A player's
I mean,
forces
happens
Running
all the
CORSAIR
time.
would be important. Does he get it? Oh, slippery, slippery.
Trying again. Wolf closes the door, then opens the door. He's a good portier. Nice little dribbling by Fly. Watch some Messi
Oui.
highlight videos.
Messi is the portier.
Messi is good at dribbling.
Yeah. Messi is a football player. I know that absolutely. Is he still considered the best football player in the world?
Ah,
Was for a long
yes,
time,
he's having a rough time since he joined Paris Saint-Germain.
Oh, washed.
Let's see how washed these players are. Who gets the last hit on the ogre? Ah, okay. Easy for 1-0, but losing a ghoul over it.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, I like much more what Fly is doing this time. Put pressure on the DK, don't let him creep too easily, and then pull back the hunters to get the creeping on the TC going. This is looking much more in line with the ideal play. And he even got a level 3 Farseer with it, so honestly, really good early game for him. Like this position. But still, once the Dark Ranger joins and we have the Destroyers, when the Frenzy...
Oops, we
player's
lost
forces are
Remo
under
and the
attack.
Discord connection. We will be back in just a second, guys. Or is it the same mistake as yesterday? Nope. Okay, Remo back. Remo back. Remo back.
What? No.
Ah.
Can you hear me? I've been
No,
talking this whole time.
my Discord crashed.
Yeah, no, I just said Fly, good early game. I like the way he's been playing this. being a bit aggressive with the Farseer, but bringing it back to the TC, the Headhunters, to creep them. And he also got the Invo Potion from the camp, and will try to use that, hopefully, to break through the silence. So important, that first silence of the fight.
Of course, item here very important too. If it's a devotion aura once again, there will be a jolly little orc. Not many headhunters lost at all. That is Belt of Giant Strength. Okay, more tankiness, Lich. Far forward, but of course, no catch yet. And here we go. Where's the big stomp? So far, he's silenced. He's going straight for the DK. Whoa, glitches through the back of the tavern. That was dangerous.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, almost got him. Is he completely skipping Raiders?
For what?
Against ghouls, of course, Raiders very bad. They die quickly, and also whether you ensnare one ghoul or not doesn't matter. But against destroyers, can help tremendously. Lock the destroyer in place, focus it right away. We do have the first Raider. While Fly is taking the red camp, 1-0, the lab. They're very close to each other. Frenzy Ghoul timing could be coming in any moment.
Word of Cunning, not the greatest item here. Also, not bad, of course, but nothing game-changing. 40 supply destroyer upgrade not done. He finds his opponent, but there was level 3 TC. There was also Headhunter upgrade. 1-0 willing to fight here.
I think after this camp, he might be. He's gonna have destroyers, he's gonna have frenzy ghouls, and for the first time, I think, 1-0 has really good items on the Lich. He's got 2 claws already, something that was rarely the case in the previous games. So he's gonna have good backline DPS. And the Shadowhunter, only level 1.
Not much to do for 1-0 in the south except fighting. So does he feel ready? 3-2-1. 3-3-1. Shop access to Fly 800 gold as well. Got the dusty, got the heal scroll. Tense moment.
Fly thinking about the red camp. That would be asking for a creepjack. 1-0 might do him the favor. But he's just poking at it for now.
A player's forces are under attack.
How this stomp hits the ghouls may decide the fight.
Will they go for a creepjack here? Okay, 1-0. Is giving Fly some time. Is he engaging into the red spot? Not really. 7-3-2.
Yes.
Wee, that Lich. Wee, that's a good Lich. Okay, but if Fly is getting the red spot, that might all be in vain. No steal reel possible here, except with right clicks doesn't really work. Item with the TC. Oh, what's the battle drums? Not great. The stomp also not that great. Heal scroll committed early. Chain lightning to finish it up, and the Headhunter is in a bad position here. Ghouls were able to connect. The coil kills the Headhunter prior to this, but again, Hero Focus is the name of the game. Wants to get him out of his face with that TP. Okay, there was the Hero Focus once again, leads to whatever he wanted to achieve here, and that is control over the red spot, more experience, and hopefully fast level 3 Shadowhunter.
It's not gonna be enough quite. And there's no creeps at all remaining on the left-hand side, whereas on the right, 1-0 still has Tuskar to go for. Oh, and he gets the Invo Potion here, does he?
A player's forces are under attack.
Cooldown. This Invo Potion again, hugely impactful. It gets the heal scroll. Doesn't want to stick around for the Invuln with only the DK there. But this should mean Dark Ranger 3 versus Shadowhunter only level 2. And that gives 1-0 the edge, the slight edge in the late game, if he gets it.
Map seems empty apart from this. And that is level 3. Okay. Now we're talking. Nothing to creep, only brawling.
And Fly does not have the Invo Potion. The TC Stomp was fairly good. Not perfect, but fairly good. And 1-0 looking for the next battle.
Here we go. 56 supply, 58. Of course, fast reinforcements by Fly if he thinks about it. Ooh, the Raiders. Easy target. That was one for free. Needs a better position. Needs to take better care of them. They're so crucial for the hero focus. But okay. Dust settles.
Mixing in a bit of Wyvern as well. I like just a few Wyvern to make the prioritization for 1-0 harder in the fights. If you use Kolnova on the Wyvern, that means the Raiders survive better. That means Snares might land more, Destroyers might get taken out. But going too heavy on Wyvern, I think we saw that that is probably not the wisest choice. 1-0, new items coming in again.
I missed the Bat Riders. They were fun to cast. Probably not the most efficient unit of all time, but hey, at least fun. So, TC baiting that silence once again. He doesn't have an invul, as you said already. So, how much damage can he do? This time the Headhunters seem rather protected. Silent comes in, no dispel. Here we go, that's the Storm. Focus fire again, Hex, but instant dispel and TP. Rather expensive for 1-0. Loses another Fiend in this as well. Fly down to 44. 1-0 supply-wise quite ahead. But the easier expansion potential lies with the Orc.
Yeah, 1-0 I think really has to start getting an Immo Potion on the DK. It's pretty clear by now. Fly focused the hero a lot. And you again get center control.
Okay, yeah, Fly really neglecting that Invo Potion. Over and over. And there's the tower. Whoopsie, my stream lagging.
Yeah, mine too.
No! Do something!
Try to refresh maybe?
Yes, I'm trying everything. Trying to go to War3 info. Ah! I hear something. I see something. But I can't full screen yet. Oh man, big fight. Can't see it. What the hell? Ah, password. Here we go. Load, 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 load. There's the fight. Off we go. What happened? Not too sure. DK in trouble again. This time he has no TP. Stop! Oh my god, he was already in the air. And then the silence hits. That was clutch by 1-0. And now the Destroyer's in the air once again. He needs this hero focus. DK still in trouble. Chain Lightning goes through. The Kodo is dead. And so is the economy. Whew, what we saw was quite a bang of fight. But how do you come back into this game now with 33 supply only? Match winning performance by 1-0 apparently.
Dude, that silence. If the Stomp hits there, the DK is dead and it might just be exactly the same move to win the game, just like map 5. But with the DK surviving now, Fly again left with hardly anything. 3 heroes and 3 units. That's all he's got right now.
This might be enough to kill a hero. But not without Chain Lightning, really. Around 700 damage. Yeah, it seems like 1-0 is picking up one unit after the next. Or kills the base. Oh man. One last engagement for Fly. If he doesn't kill a hero with the next move, he dead. And that is it. Silence again. Nuke immediately. How different this fight is. Full out confidence by 1-0. Moving forward instead of kiting. Yeah, it's up to Fly. He's trying his best to catch into, reinforcements. That's nice. It doesn't really succeed. Oh, poor Fly. Again. Stomp attempt doesn't go through.
Also a couple of ghouls reinforcing here and there actually do help out a lot of normal damage. Not to be forgotten, of course, those skellies, which can be eaten more and more through Dark Ritual. I think 1-0 hasn't even been doing it too much. We got 4 destroyers once again, could turn into 5 destroyers. Fly is looking for his opening. How is he gonna find a hero kill? because it will take a hero kill to come back into this game. Takes out the statue, I guess, but that one was dry anyways. TC, there we go, lands the stomp this time, but just no damage follow-up left. All the headhunters are dead.
Yeah, and there's also barely any hex remaining. Nobody really has gold anymore. Next nuke might be imminent. But yeah, he's really not eating these skeletons. Is
it triggering you, Neo? You're getting
Players'
triggered.
forces are under attack.
No. Just, would love to see another Nova, of course. I love myself a Nova. Maybe he's
He's
saving.
got one still in the tank, but not too much more. Flies is doing a good job here, trying to catch out reinforcements, taking out statues for free, taking out maybe fiends would be the perfect thing for him, but 1-0 adjusted as well. TC again comes in with a stomp, but you can see now the change in 1-0's micro. He doesn't even care if the TC connects anymore. He knows there's not enough follow-up damage. This time the DK had the invo potion. That's something that was kind of neglected earlier. Wolves dispelled, DK level 5. And that coil could lead to a kill. He used it defensively. A bit too late. The Fiend still dies. But the way stronger army still clearly with the Undead.
Yeah, and only 2 units that can attack. Destroyers are on the field. And yeah, they might not do the most damage without mana, but still, they reign supreme. Barracks number 1 down, Beastery down. 30 supply only, and finally access to the shop, but I think 1-0 should do a good job and taking away clarities, cancelling the regen.
Players' forces are under attack.
I don't know.
Nice on the player to tap out too early. He's hoping for something here to still be possible. Silence on the Shadow Hunter. Nova though only on the Berserker. The heroes shall survive for now, but it's a slow bleeding, a slow letting blood out of the veins like doctors in the Middle Ages. Back then it wasn't too effective, but nowadays it is.
Here's the stomp. Is that the opening? Nope, it's the closure. We have the Farseer down. We have the Tauren Chieftain. Rescued one more time. One last stomp, hurrah. But if the cow falls, that's game. There's nothing left for Fly, and must be a little bit of a sigh of relief for 1-0 to take these important 2 points from the series, where he was going into as the favorite. That is points 9 and 10 for 1-0. With that, he is rank 3, only behind Happy and Lin, but he's surpassing Chemico, who has a game less than him.
Yeah, true. Chimico is going to be playing on the day after tomorrow against Lin. Oh, that's also going to be a sick game, dude. So many sick matches coming up. Fun series, though. Quick 3-0 for 1-0. It looked like Fly had no chance. He tried a few different styles. The Wyvern Rush didn't really work. But then the Fast Expo was a nice little touch and brought it back and made it very, very close. Not quite the win or the draw for him, so Fly, unfortunately, still only 2 points indeed. Pretty crazy, right? How these strong players, even with having partly such great performances, can still up with such low points because we just have so many goddamn amazing players in this tournament.
Very, very true, Demo. We have another Undead versus ORC coming up next. That is Happy versus Soin, the rematch of the War 3 Champions, Season 9, Grand Final. This time a best of 6 and not a best of 7, without a 1-0 advantage for Soin. Let's see how things are different with that. Chinese are taking a break until 1:30. We take a 5-minute break and then we talk a little bit with you guys because we have no delay. I'm going to celebrate that. DLD Wire, thank you for the bits twice. Neo Goat, best in the world. Großmaul, thank you for the sub. More than 2 years already. So yeah, check out backtowarcraft.com/support if you want to be as cool as DLD Wire, Großmaul, Afrikadelle, and Team Hearthstone and others. We got a Patreon. You can donate to us. You can subscribe here on Twitch. You can buy our merchandise. You can visit CORSAIR if you need some new hardware, keyboards, mouse, gaming gear in general. Award-winning gaming gear by CORSAIR. Use the coupon code BACK2 Warcraft for a 10% discount. And of course, everything that increases our social reach is helping as well. Every like, every comment, every share. So go ahead and do that everywhere. Thank you. See you in a bit.